All right. Happy Monday. We have a heavy news week ahead. We've got Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Apple earnings all later this week. And then we also have FMC Wednesday. So I can see a lot more movement coming in Thursday and Friday. Monday through Wednesday, we might just be waiting on those news events. We had an overnight gap up over the weekend with some de-escalation in Iran. So we'll see how that goes, as that always goes back and forth. But setups I'm looking for: break and retest a pre-market low to the downside. I'm going to be more patient here, wait for a 5-minute retest just because we had such a strong overnight gap up. Also looking at potential, if we slip here, do a liquidity sweep, push back up, take a bounce at pre-market low. Also looking at a reject of 695 at pre-market high and the hourly level, or break and retest above it for upside momentum. The only other support level I have down here in QQQ is previous week low at 686 and a 4 level. But that's it. Sizing lighter this week just because of last week, and then also the heavy news events this week. Got about 8 seconds until market open. All right, we got market open. Let's see if we hold pre-market low. We are just fighting at pre-market low here. Google's a strong recovery. Broke through its pre-market high. MU below its pre-market low. Same with Nvidia. Apple's making a run for all-time high. SPY is also looking to break its, oh no, ES broke pre-market low, but SPY still has some room. Do have a weekly level here at 690. See if we push past that, retest pre-market low, or if we're going to bounce this area. We have point of control right at pre-market low, and we're below it. As far as these puts aren't moving as much as the board price is showing. Wow, strong break. So it looks like we want to sell off, but I need a retest. This would have been good for just, I guess, a market open breakout where we saw price come back here, have the selling wick and point of control at 691. And a rejection of VWAP. It's aggressive buying wick. Push right back above my weekly level right here. It's 690. First 5-minute candles is just above 1 million volume. The SPY pushing back above opening print and it's high. That's promising for a bounce here. If we can reclaim pre-market low and hold above it, I would be interested here. Wow, look at that bounce in my weekly level. Rejecting VWAP. Let's see if this is going to reclaim pre-market low, if it's setting up for break and retest the downside of pre-market low. SPY is looking strong. So far, we are rejecting VWAP, rejecting pre-market low, and we're below previous day high. If we can get a close above pre-market low, this does look like a setup for a liquidity grab, pre-market low bounce, but we shall see. We haven't broken the first 5-minute candle high yet. NVIDIA is rejecting VWAP and previous day close. That's a strong selling candle. I am liking shorts for potential break and retest of pre-market low. We only have 40 seconds left on this candle, so I will wait. Delta flipped red. All right, I'm entering shorts here for break and retest of pre-market low. Need to take out low of day though. Need to take out low of day. And we need SPY to break this structure as well. Need to break low of day. We have support down here, 686. NVIDIA broke its previous day low. Come on, take out low of day. Looking for 30% 2R to move my stops to break even. We broke low of day. Looking to trim at 3R around 50%. Moving stops to break even. 230. Come on. There we go. Looking to take my first trim at 50%. I'm changing it up a little bit. At 2R moving stops to break even, but gonna let my winners run. Looking to take a first trim at 3R. Come on, a little bit more. SPY broke pre-market low, needs to break previous day high. All right, taking my first trim. 54%. Keeping stops at break even. Next trim, I'm looking at 100%. And be mindful of the support area here. But if we break yesterday's low, we should have, or last week's low, we should have some more room to the downside. SPY is about to, if it loses its previous day high. Point of control is 688. Increased volume on the sell-off. We need SPY to reject previous day high. Are getting an earlier bounce on QQQ. SPY is rejecting pre-market low. It's a good sign. SPY is attempting a break and retest of pre-market low. Attempting to hold previous week low area as support. Apple's still super strong. It's diverging from the market. Apple and Google are diverging from the market. If we can get a close below this candle, previous candle low, that's a good sign for continuation. I may look to take a trim a little bit earlier than my 100% just because of this level here. SPY needs to reject pre-market low. Well, we did have a 5-minute candle close, rejecting pre-market low on SPY. Needs to break back below previous day high and take out low of day. Same with QQQ. NVIDIA is attempting to bounce a weekly level here. Yeah, point of control, 689. It's tempting to break above it. I might get stopped out. SPY's rejecting pre-market low again. That's a good sign. But it's trying to hold above its previous day high. If we can get a green to red flip on QQQ, that'd be good. Oh, there it is. I guess I just have to ask. We need a break low of day. Google and Apple need to pull back. Apple's starting to pull back a little bit. Google's still looking strong. Need to close red. Closed red. It's good. But we need to take out low of day on this candle here on this 5 minute. SPY is approaching it. QQQ's got some work to do. SPY just broke low of day. QQQ needs to follow suit. In SPY, we've got a lot of room to previous week low. All right, QQQ just broke low of day. I want to trim around previous week low. That's what I'm looking for. NASDAQ, we're already there. And Q, we're there already. And Q, we're attempting to break through it. %. Broke through it on NQ. See if we can break it on QQQ. I'm gonna trim here just because we are at my level, previous week low and a 4-hour level. Taking one off. Half my position's off. Gonna keep stop still at break even. The one time I trim a little early, it still goes off. I guess I could have hit my 100% target. Once it hits 100%, I'm gonna move my stops to 50% in profit. We're at 92. All right, 100% in profit. 50% in profits right around 351. Oh, should have just saved my trim. Let's see how price reacts. Previous week low, previous day low. Looking to move my stops 100% in profit when we get to 150. Or if price has an aggressive bounce at previous day low, I may look to full exit there or have a very tight stop. SPY was a clean pre-market low break and retest. Look at that. QQ not as clean, but good. I waited for extra confirmation here. This aggressive selling candle took this candle here. All right, still aggressive selling. 468 would be 100% in profit, which is below this current 5-minute candle. So I could put a stop right around there. That might be too tight, but we're getting closer to support. Need a reject below previous week low in the 4-hour level here. ES is attempting to bounce previous week low. All right, we need to reject previous week low. Oh, that's good. That's what we like to see. All right. Yeah, would have barely got stopped out. All right, as soon as I see this hit 150%, gonna move it. I may take another trim at 150% just because we're getting close to some strong support at previous day low, previous day close. So come on, give me a little bit more. All right, taking another trim here. Was 150 and he already got the bounce. Damn it. Waited slight second too late. Stops I'm going to put above this candle high and above previous week low. So put it right around 468 was 100%. So, that's what I'm just going to do. It did hit 150%, so I don't want to pull back too much. If it stops me out, it stops me out. Down to my final runner. Now 155%. I will look to move to 150% stop loss once we get to 200%. If we get to 200%, 150, 160 right now. Yeah, MU's dying, that's why. Apple is rejecting its all-time high. Google's holding above VWAP. This is a lot of volume. It's over 1 million. We have a million volume, positive delta flip, but barely. So we do have significantly increased volume around this zone, previous week low area and previous day close. But it's not holding as support so far. $585 is right around 100%. So I'm waiting for 200% before I move it up to 150. Broke previous day close. Point of control is at 684. Next target is previous day low. ES, we broke previous week low. SPY, we're making a run for, see if we break that. So far, we've got point of control right at previous day close for acting as support. This is a strong bounce, previous day close. For previous 5-minute candle close was 684 for point of control, so we're making higher point of controls at 685. Let's see if we reject this candle high or if we are looking to bounce down here or reclaim previous week low in my 4-hour support. Stops at 100% in profit, so I've got about 18% more wiggle room. Curious how these call contracts will do here. We have a negative delta on that 5-minute candle, which is good. We got point of control 685 and current point of control immediately rejection, so that's a good sign for our short position. That's why you got to give it some room to breathe. It already jumped back up to 170% profit. We need a flush previous day close. Target previous day low. All right, ES just made a new low of day, and same with SPY. ES is below its previous week low. SPY is making a run for previous week low. Once we hit 200% profit, I'm moving my stop to 585, which would be 150% in profit. All right, we hit it, 200%. Don't have any other contracts to trim. I'm down to my last runner. So 585. So sensitive. Let's do 587. Wow. 220. Once we get to 250, I'll move it to 200% in profit. If we lose previous day low, we've got a lot of room for the next levels. But have to be mindful, we got an hourly level here. And we've just been selling off all morning. We wiped out overnight gains, overnight gap up. We're below where that gap up is, so in Q, we're at my 4-hour level. I have, yeah, if we break below previous day low, come back and retest it, more sellers will come in if we fail it. Let's see if we hold bounce previous day low. I do have stops at 150%, so if it has an aggressive bounce here, it could stop me out. Yes, we're below previous week low. SPY, we're attempting to bounce previous week low. And Q, bouncing around my 4-hour level. See if it breaks previous day low or not. All right, we've got a pullback. Might bounce here. All Or just a break and retest a previous day close, hopefully. All right, that's a good sign. That's a strong selling wick. If we can push the low day, that's a good sign for continuation. Wow, Apple is breaking all-time high, even with NASDAQ selling off. Is crazy. Same with Google. Must be just selling off because of NVIDIA and MU and AMD. Yeah, the semiconductors and those plays. See a SPY, we do a break and retest a previous week low. Wow, if we can get another green to red flip, that'd be good. Wow, Apple broke all-time highs. Crazy. Crazy to see. Apple's about $5 trillion market cap company, and QQQ is selling off, and the largest company is making all-time highs. That's crazy. Oh, just gonna stay patient in this trade. Like I said, once I get a 250% in profit, then I'll move my stops to 200% in profit, which would roughly be right around, probably around here, below previous day close. But we need to break low of day, SPY, and needs to break out of a previous week low and make a new low of day as well. NVIDIA is still selling off. I feel a lot better just focusing on the 5-minute, remove the 1-minute stay, less noise. Reading the 5-minute for more A plus entries and A plus setups, just chasing and getting wicked out. So I think I'm going to continue the not looking at the 1-minute anymore. My edge is more in the trend days here, not in the scalps. Got point of control at 683. We're below previous 5-minute point of control, which is good. We made a lower low, lower point of control, but this candle needs to close red. Yeah, if we can break previous day low, I'd love to have stops at previous day low, which would be, yeah, right around 200%. But this could be acting as support, so. But I already trimmed 3/4 of my position. I'm just down to my last quarter. I've got stops at 150%, so I'd rather just hold on to the trade to see if we continue flushing. Apple's starting to pull back. Apple can start to sell off, and Google too. And that would be a good sign for continuation. right at low of day. Same with NQ. Stars are aligning. Let's see if it holds the support or if we lose support. We just made a new low of day on both SPY and QQQ. $702 would be 200%. All these contracts. Oh, the price isn't reflecting as well. We're bouncing previous day low. Trying to hold it as support. Point of control is right where we're at 683. We're above point of control. Let's see if buyers or sellers take over. Sellers are trying to push this down. Yeah, this is an aggressive fight between, let's see who takes over. That's some aggressive selling. We're right at previous day low. See sellers stepping in. But we still got room on SPY and ES for previous day close and previous day low. QQQ got nothing. I got an hourly level there, but we already aggressively lost support a 4-hour previous week low. Apple is still tanking away. MU has ruined previous week low. Same with NVIDIA. That's aggressive selling right there. 247. 250. All right, moving stops to 200% in profit. 702. Wow. We're losing support. Should have just left my half my position still instead. All right, once it's 300%, looking to move to 250% in profit, which would be roughly about previous day low. So once we get to 300%, see, I knew if we lost support there, it's gonna flush. Google's pulling back. We need Apple to pull back more. Yeah, so we've got NQ and QQQ below its previous day low. 280%. 284. Come on. See if we lose support of my hourly level. Yep, breaking through it. 300%. Moving stops to 250% in profit, which is 819. Come on. I guess I'll just do 820. All right. I think I'll just keep doing a 50% trailing stop. So once it gets to 350, I'll move it to 300%. Yeah, I mean, had a almost near perfect entry. Look at that. Got on the retest, got that pullback right there, a pre-market low, and it's just ran since then. Yeah, retest right around here. All right, once we get to 350%, 300% will be 936. SPY, we're approaching previous day close and previous day low, so I need to watch for that for support as well. Nvidia is just dying. MU's dying. Google's pulling back. AMD's down 7%. We can see Apple pull back here. That'd be nice. Oh, Bitcoin's down. There must have been some kind of news. Oh, 350%. Moving stops at 300%. 936. All right, so we'll get to 400%. I'll move it to 350. Wow, it just keeps flushing. We are near support for SPY, previous day low. And NVIDIA, we're approaching previous week low as well. Google came back to pre-market high. Let's see if it retests it or if it continues to reject it and sell off. Yeah, I don't have a level till 666 on QQQ. This was a strong support, 680, 670 in last week's low, and we lost it pretty easily. All right, we are approaching 400%. Yeah, if SPY loses previous day low, then that's a good sign for continuation. But we will see if it holds that support. We are attempting to bounce it. Oh, just kidding. Come on, if we can break low of day again, which we just did on QQQ, SPY needs to do the same. 405%. Moving stops to 350% in profit. 1053. Come on. 1056. 420. All right, when we get to 450, I will move to 400% in profit. I'm on SPY. ES is trying to lose previous day lows. SPY needs to do the same. All right, so Google, we're not retesting pre-market high. I'm rejecting that. MU, we're still selling off, probably chasing previous week low. Apple's starting to reject around its, seeing if it can hold its previous all-time high support. NVIDIA is attempting to bounce its previous week low. Come on, SPY. Break previous day low. NVIDIA wants to bounce its previous week low here. Oh, look at it bouncing its previous day low. SPY. NVIDIA is bouncing previous week low. Volume still strong. I mean, this late in the session, we still have 800. We still got 1,000,000 on this sell-off. So this sell-off is driven with volume as well, which is a good sign. All right, we're at 450% in profit. 452. Moving stops at 400% in profit. 1170 is 400%. I'll just leave it there. All right, same thing. Once we get to 500%, I will move it to 450. Or I will stop out at 400% in profit. SPY, we broke low of day and previous day low. NVIDIA, we're rejecting my hourly level. Apple, we're starting to pull back. almost at 500%. That's crazy. It's my best trade. Let's see if we can truly reject previous day low and SPY, or if we're going to hold as support. If we hold that support, we could see signs of reversal here. I mean, we're still making lower highs, lower lows, lower point of controls. Come on, give me a little bit more push. 500%. Moving stops to 450, which is 1287. Oh, there's the. Come on. I guess 1289 will do. It's an aggressive bounce. Could get stopped out soon. This might be the end of the road. Which I wouldn't mind, because look, SPY is attempting to bounce previous day low. And we've just been selling off all morning. Well, that's my rules. I said trailing stop 50%. It hit 500%, so I need to move it to 450%. Well, that's good. Still selling off. I'd like to see it get back to 500%. All right, when it gets to 550, we'll move stops to 500% in profit. Unless we bounce here. Oh, there's the relief bounce. It's the first green can in the last 30 minutes. We are due for a pullback. Should stop me out soon. I don't know why it's not filling me. That's weird. Oh, I guess it didn't stop me out yet. That's extremely weird. Weeble is lagging. Oh, there we go. Stopped out around 450%. So, see how we did. Great start to the week. $1,600 profit realized ROI. Only had 4 contracts. Entry was around 220 something. So total contracts about $800 or $1,000. So let's call it 15% risk, $150. So we had a 10R on this trade. Really happy with this trade. Focus on the 5-minute candle, break and retest of the pre-market low. Waited for this 5-minute candle close. What I could have done is taken it as soon as we started to reject back of pre-market low. Could have taken it here. However, I was waiting for confirmation because of fear of a bounce, but that's something I'll need to monitor if that's a valid entry, or wait for the 5-minute candle close, see how the next candle opens up. If we don't bounce, that's a good sign for break and retest. The only other thing is trade management executed very well. I do like to take my first trim now, I think at 50%, which is 3R, but I'd still like to move my stops to break even at 2R, which would be 30%. Something I want to do a little bit differently is on my second trim, wait to 100% and then ride the half my position the rest of the trades, because if it gets past 50%, there's a higher probability that the winner will hit my 100% if it's gotten that far. So that's something I'll continue to monitor and adjust. But overall, very happy with today's session. Focus on just the 5-minute break and retests, staying patient, and managing the trade well and letting my winners run.